Welcome to Next Generation's First Generation, where Patrick Delmore and Sascha Schaudies take a look back into their favorite childhood show, Star Trek The Next Generation. This is where we attempt to reconcile how we felt as children watching the show and looking back as old farts now in our late 30s, almost 40s. We're in the middle of the 1988 production break of TNG, so in the meantime, we'll be providing commentary for films released during that time which were near and dear to our hearts. Season 2 episodes will return November 21st, 2018, so until then, please enjoy Shore Leave with us.
Hello, and happy Halloween to everybody at Two True Freaks. It is Next Generation's First Generation's commentary for the 1988 film Beetlejuice. I'm Patrick Delmore, and with me as always is Sascha Schaudies.
Hello!
We have got the largest group ever assembled to do a commentary for a movie, on our show at least. There are 6 of us here.
Oh my goodness.
To my left is Amanda, appearing for the first time.
Hi.
That's
And-
your left? I think the
Right.
audience can tell that's obviously, if you can see clearly from the podcast.
Next to Amanda is Mark.
Hi.
To my
And
actual left, we got
The other left.
Nigel.
Hi there.
Who is practically our semi-regular co-host.
yay!
And then, of course, is Jem.
Hello.
The wonderful, magical, ever sparkly.
Often imitated, never duplicated.
So here we are. This is Beetlejuice?
Yep.
Beetlejuice!
So we're watching this off the 10th anniversary DVD. Or no, is it the 10th anniversary? Maybe it's the 20th.
Oh, it came out in
Fact check.
1988, so it would
20th.
be 20
It's a
years.
20th anniversary DVD,
Yeah.
so 10 years old, because it is 30 years old this year. And we've got subtitles on, so you will not be hearing the movie, you will just be hearing our voices.
We are way more interesting than Tim Burton.
Which is, yes, I agree. We're not, unfortunately, we're not as interesting as Harry Belafonte, who we will not get to hear the beginning strains of Deo as we are here in the chapter menu.
You at the
You
end.
know,
And
Outtakes.
we're going to hit enter.
You know that is my go-to song for karaoke.
We had to-
Deo!
Yeah.
Deo!
So we'll give it 5. We'll give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hitting enter on chapter 1 now.
Whoa.
So quiet.
Yep.
Look at that. You can even tell
Yeah.
it was done on film.
Yep.
Look at that.
Oh.
Because that's a nice grainy grain there.
Yeah.
That's probably hand drawn and not CGI.
I was going to say, I'm surprised that for the 20th anniversary that they didn't try to do anything to jazz it up a little bit.
You can't emulate that grain. I mean, in digital.
And this has
Well, to clean it
one
up.
of the most iconic scores of any film ever. This is when Danny Elfman was just getting started. It was kind of exclusive to Tim Burton.
This is Danny Elfman?
Yes.
We got the drums
It's
and
great.
womp womp.
Okay,
I think
now
this is
kinda
his.
want it.
This is
Alex-
his second one after Pee-wee.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I was a big Pee-wee fan growing up as a kiddo.
Mm-hmm.
This
No, Pee-wee
looks
kind of
almost
freaked me
like Vermont right here.
And this is
Nice.
actually Vermont.
Oh, it's actually Vermont.
This is actually Vermont. If eventually they make the crossover.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Well, you called it.
Hey,
That's
well,
why
it's
it looks
because of the
like
covered
Vermont.
bridge there.
Sylvia Sidney, no longer famous.
I never knew.
Robert
who she was.
Goulet has
Yeah,
passed.
who's still
Exactly.
Dick Cavett has made a bit of a comeback. Here's the you can tell it's made the crossover now. Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yes, we're now panning over a
we're
model.
getting, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
You wouldn't have known that otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sorry,
a
where are
model.
we
Pretty
now?
seamless.
Oh, model.
Mm-hmm.
This is before Tim Burton got his regular costume designer. Music composed by Mr. Danny Elfman.
This is a beautiful pan shot there.
Yeah.
You would not have known. I wonder how much that cost.
Yeah, I still can't tell.
I mean, they
That road
even...
They have
really
the
different.
potholes.
I mean, yeah.
The cracks in the road.
Yeah.
No, there's the model. That's the
Yeah.
model.
Alright.
That's the model. Okay. I was going to say that
No,
pile of lumber looked really convincing. He must have shaved that toothpick. Oh, man.
But I mean, look at that realistic grass.
Well, that kind of thinking that the real thing was fake kind of makes the fake thing look worse.
Looking at this house, a big thing that was in Ohio growing up, there are a lot of old churches. And people would sell these churches and convert them into homes. In fact, if you remember Alice's Restaurant, that song took place in an abandoned church. And one of my dad's favorite camera stores back when we used film was in an old church down on High Street in Columbus, Ohio. Look at this guy. He's going to throw a spider off a 3-story window.
He's gonna be
You
fine.
look so young there.
I bet you I did that better than any of my 6 other brothers.
I believe it. Lemon, get in here.
So they're on vacation.
What's that actress's name there?
Gina Davis.
Gina Davis. She reminds me of the female lead of Groundhog Day, even though it's not the same person.
Andy McDowell.
Andy McDowell, yeah.
They're on a staycation.
Staycation.
Yeah.
They could have gone somewhere, but they decided to stay home and work on this house.
They just bought that house, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
Look at how newlywed they are.
Wallpaper?
Yeah. Look at all that blush she's wearing.
I mean, 80s. Surprised she doesn't
Yeah.
have a gallon of blue eyeshadow on her.
That looks like a Tab commercial right there. And now they've got it up to scope. What else can we sell?
Oh, that's just
Product
X-rated
placement.
right there.
Well, someone's at the door. Gotta
Well,
check that
the
out.
big commercial that a guy like Alec Baldwin would have been in at the time would have been a dandruff commercial.
Yeah.
The
Sells
snow-
in blue.
Yes, snowflake on his shoulder.
Remember when they would do they had this guy washing his hair with 2 different types of shampoos.
Yeah.
and
Side
then
Yeah.
tickles.
do a line right down the middle. It's like, this side tickles because it's working.
This is a relative of theirs on some level who is also a realtor who really wants to sell this house that they just moved
Wow,
into.
$260,000.
That's a lot
Which
of money.
could buy
back
you a
then.
10-foot
This is
apartment in Seattle.
$50 million now.
My folks sold their house in 2005 for about $50,000 more than that.
Wow. Not bad.
And they did not live in that nice of a house. It was actually just a rambler with a attached rec room on it.
Oh.
For
So-
$310,000.
But I remember
Yeah.
that window shade like that. My grandparents had that on their back door.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I like the little blend.
I like this guy's... oh, that's creepy.
Jeez.
What is up with this woman?
She can
She-
crawl on the surfaces of walls.
She is that spider he threw out the window.
Don't you realize?
She transmorgified herself into...
Spoiler.
So this came out in 1988, and I guess is considered a comedy fantasy. I was trying to figure out...
Fantasy.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like how to classify this film because as some commentary that we'll have a little later about, how sexually appropriate this film was. Because there's some scenes in here where like, I don't know if I caught on to that as an adult. But it's just like, it's funny, but it's not quite for kids.
I
Like-
sure saw it when I was younger than 10. I tell you
Yeah,
what.
me too. I had a hard time placing this film.
Well, did you ever ride in a Volvo that looked just like that? I definitely did. Now, it wasn't yellow, but it was... But
mine
boy,
was
I rode in a
red.
lot of Volvos when I was a kid in the 80s.
The cover
Okay,
proof.
stop bragging.
And all I had was a Pinto. Jeez.
We had a Volkswagen.
Oh, that's the dog
I
that
mean, it was
kills
same
everybody.
A real Snoopy.
Random. Let me just polish my
Now, this didn't
bronze
make
line.
sense to me on the rewatch of the movie, so They're the Maitlands, this couple.
Okay.
And the hardware store is called Maitland's Hardware, right?
Okay.
Oh.
But they don't ever tie it to this family other than that there's this huge sign that says Maitland there. This old guy out front is great. Just he like starts telling this story. Alec Baldwin walks away, comes back, and he's still telling
And he just
the story.
takes some money.
Hair right down to his goddamn shoulder.
No, I think that's the barber
Probably.
of the neighboring business.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Okay,
that's
so
his
that's
shop.
his place. I get it.
I
Yeah.
think he owns that store.
Alec Baldwin does?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he didn't pay for anything. I guess he just walked out with all of the...
Oh no!
Snoopy, no!
This is where we realize really quick that Tim Burton likes dogs a little too much.
Oh, it's not Snoopy. I thought it was a beagle the whole time. That's a little Shaggers. Little ragdoll dog.
Alright, there's no way this car could have gone over. I'm sorry. This is a great shot, though. Stay right there.
It's a really good movie.
No!
Well trained. Yeah.
They could
You
have
would
got
have easily been able.
Just
You would have
stayed
easily been
on.
able to survive that. But
We wouldn't have had a movie.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have a bumper sticker on the back. I wonder what it said.
It says,
The dog says, "Yes, 2 down."
nobody likes a gloater.
cuckooing.
So you were saying this was right after Pee-wee's Big Adventure, huh?
Yep. And right before Batman.
Like, right for it.
Oh, Batman Forever?
So we never
Or
figured
just
out
the
how
first-
they
the
got
first
out
was the
of
first
it.
one.
That was 89.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Which I would love to cover on this podcast, but there's not as big of a gap between seasons of Next Generation, so I don't know that we're going to be able to fit that.
We'll have to force ourselves
Yeah.
to do it.
So they're
So-
talking about this fire that they don't remember being on. Her hands just lit on fire. And
Mm-hmm.
The
things
sky is red.
Yeah.
So
Things
they're-
are odd.
Yeah, they're just trying to explore their environment and figure out what's going on. Have you ever done that where you've woken up and you weren't entirely sure of your surroundings? Like, you wake up in the afternoon and you think it's early morning? Or...
I actually had that. I was staying with my sister, and she had this great white noise machine in the room I was sleeping in. And
Wow.
I would actually, I don't usually do this. I would go to bed, like when I was so sleepy I couldn't stay up and just fall right to sleep. So every time I woke up, I had no idea where I was. So we missed a little bit of good stop motion there with a sandworm.
Yes.
Sandworms are great.
Very typical Tim Burton movie artwork there.
And they do not reflect, I have a horsey. Nay.
They're vampires.
Yeah,
We
good
did-
enough.
We did not suck enough of that old man's blood.
Handbook for the recently deceased.
That's a great book.
At least they have nice little welcome pamphlets.
Yeah.
Who wrote
That's
it?
more than I expect.
Yeah.
Oh, this film? Or
No,
the
who
book?
wrote the book?
The book.
Recently deceased.
It didn't have an author on there.
Oh.
I don't think. Oh.
I really think that Mr. Baldwin...
Handbook for the recently deceased press.
I think Mr. Alec Baldwin there had the better luck in which outfit to die in. I mean, that looks like something
That's a-
your
that's a
90-year-old
nice
Very
girl
much
dress.
would
Little
wear.
House on the Prairie.
Mhm. My father wore shirts like that at this time. I actually had one of his shirts. I had a blue and black checkered shirt like that. I used to get a lot of traction on the online dating sites because I had a picture of me in that shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. What was your target demographic there?
People would yell at me outside car windows because I wore that shirt. That was an old shirt. I don't know what happened to it.
Must have been a good shirt.
was-
Holy cow.
It looked
Nobody's
just
ever yelled at me for any of my shirts.
it looked just like the one Alec Baldwin's wearing, except it was
Okay.
blue and black checked instead of black and white checked. Yeah.
Nice.
Did they yell at you
And
because
so
they
there's
thought you were a movie
Beetlejuice.
star?
No, they were like,
Oh, yeah.
you'll be like, great shirt! And it happened more than once.
Okay.
It was usually in the U District.
Okay, so we've now actually turned over. We're watching Beetlejuice read the obituary. So he's
Yeah.
looking for new fresh meat, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. Please welcome the Metlands.
Cute couple, look nice and stupid too.
Train mishap brings us Francis and something.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like this I don't know, like a little more levels to it, but kind of like Rumpelstiltskin, you know.
I think that's exactly what
fairy
Sasha was saying, that it was
yeah.
like Rumpelstiltskin.
tale.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
How great would it be to have ghosts in your house that dusted? Nothing that's dusty. I wonder if we have ghosts.
Just
I'd be okay with that.
It's just like, so what was that noise? Oh, this place is so much cleaner.
I want a couple of ghost
Go ahead and
meth
stay.
heads. Because then they do everything quickly. So, now they're dead. They're going about their lives. What was he doing?
They're going about their, yeah.
He was creating a funeral scene for himself. That was a terrible parking job. Did you see that?
How do you...
And what's the deal with like the little girl version of that lady? She doesn't really get a lot to do. I wonder if she was like somebody's kid, and they were like, "You need to shoehorn her into this movie somehow."
Huh.
And the impression we get is that she's going to be the same age as Winona Ryder's character later on.
I missed that. What did it say they won't do? It said can't...
They can't communicate with the living.
Okay.
Because he was trying to flag them down, get their attention.
Got it.
You know, this book actually is the first introduction to a post-death government. Because
That's true.
this whole movie revolves around there are rules that you can and cannot do. Or actions you can and cannot do. And a whole bureau to help you... Ah! Look at that. That was a good trick.
Little physical comedy there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and she falls down. That's great wallpaper. But anyway, you're watching these people navigate a bureaucracy and trying to get around it by hiring Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Oh, this
The
lady.
fantastic Catherine O'Hara.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mother in Home Alone.
Yep.
Really?
We'll forgive her.
And star of the current running TV show Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Now we see this guy a lot.
Jeffrey Jones, who I don't know
Yes.
why he's not in prison, but
Why?
you can look
What's
that
he-
up.
Isn't he a child molester?
Yeah.
Oh,
Something-
no.
Yeah.
I had
That was
no idea.
certainly an accused child molester. But
Yeah.
again, he's not in
He
prison.
did.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, he doesn't work anymore, so.
He does sometimes. Deadwood was after all of his accusations. He was a big
Jesus.
character on Deadwood.
Oh.
Little gasoline,
Oh,
blowtorch,
Yeah, he
no
was
problem.
the newspaper man.
Oh,
And
Lydia.
here's
Yeah,
Winona Ryder.
There's our
I
emo
believe-
girl.
Yeah.
She was 16 or 17 here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was it.
And again,
this
bigger-
was after Mermaids.
A bigger, yes,
Oh, yeah.
a bigger star now than she was. Well, she had her time in the spotlight, but now she's the star of one of the biggest shows on
Yeah,
Netflix.
she's looking at all the weird stuff around here, but the fact is she's seen Stranger Things.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, I don't know. Her mom's pretty strange.
I guess that's true.
A little bit of Wes Anderson POC window dressing.
This guy just wants to emulate a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
He's completely relaxed after 10 minutes.
And he's fresh off of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That's right.
Ah.
And here is the actor that does so much footwork in this that's not appreciated, Mr. Glenn Shaddix,
Yes.
as the interior designer.
Look
Who?
at those shoes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
Actually, he reminds me of an early Tim Gunn.
Yes. Make it work, Tim Gunn.
Do you know who Tim Gunn is?
Yeah, Project
Yeah.
Runway.
No.
Well, Glenn Shaddix pretty much only plays this character. He's on Carnival, and he's kind of he's kind of the guy that's trying to keep the preacher in check on there, the city representative. I
Did you
have a
just
lot
look
of
his
like
face?
for that guy.
I think
Yeah.
Yep.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about Winona Ryder. I think this is only like her third acting gig
This is before or after Little
in,
Women.
in Beetlejuice.
Oh, well before Little Women,
Yeah, because she also had Edward Scissorhands.
which was
Right.
two years from now,
later.
1990.
Yeah.
Burton was pumping him out. He did this, Batman the next year, and Edward Scissorhands the year after that.
So she had Lucas, Square Dance, then Beetlejuice. This is literally her third job.
So this is before Mermaids?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Then it's after Beetlejuice. It was 1969, Heathers, Great Balls of Fire,
Heathers, yeah.
Welcome Home, Roxy Carmichael, Edward Scissorhands, then Mermaids.
Oh, I didn't realize Mermaids was that late. Oh, great scene coming up.
Oh, yeah! Looks like their cappuccino was not
great.
done too well.
So she found out that they were
Nice.
ghosts. And Gina Davis and I forget his name,
Alec Baldwin.
were talking about how, oh, well, I think it's cool that I'm a ghost. And Gina Davis is saying, I don't know if I'm okay with being a ghost. So they're kind of going through that right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is also good social commentary just on how absurd the new big city culture is versus hometown values.
Well, you gotta love, like, he's wearing, like, a completely acceptable suit, except that it's got red buttons for some reason.
So they can't see them because they're ghosts,
Yeah,
or
correct.
because their tricks aren't working.
Because they're ghosts.
Okay. But there are times when Beetlejuice can be seen. So
Well,
there's
He's better at his
yeah.
job.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised how quickly it took for them to be okay to kind of do this whole ghost shtick.
Yeah.
And they're not freaking out that they're dead.
They're adapting really well.
Yeah.
What else are they going to do? That
Yeah,
world's getting
true.
boring
Fair enough.
after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still in, like, what, the first day? So they bought this house sight unseen. They just showed up, brought all their stuff through the door, and now they're tagging the house to
Yeah.
redesign it.
He is the Tim Gunn of interior decorating.
Yeah!
The more that I watch
That's really good visual effects there with the severed head.
him. Yeah.
Phone stop.
Excuse me while I close the door. He should have crop dusted on his way up. You might not see it, but you could smell it.
Do you smell that? It's like a ghost farted.
Ghost farted in the sky. Oh, jeez. Well, locked door. I guess we won't try to kick it down. We did spray paint and tear everything else up, but there's a locked door.
What kind of machine could open an old attic door?
What I like to joke with my patients sometimes is that, hey, you've got a key to this place. It's at the bottom of your foot. That always gets a good chuckle out of them. So, I'm really fascinated. I want to learn more about the people who moved in. Like Otho, what's his story? Where did he come from? All that we know is that he's from New York City. Whoa.
Of course.
New York City!
You made the joke before I could, yep. This is a huge tangent, but I still love it. In the Simpsons episode where they had the Hee Haw parody, one of the jokes they wanted to do was have one redneck walk up on another one and be like, "Why are you pissing into the back of that watermelon truck? Because the sign says it's going to New York City."
Oh, that is great stop action right there.
Yes.
Where else have we seen this specific art?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, backwards.
Oh.
Backwards. This
Large
isn't the first time.
Marge was pretty much the introduction to that in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Pee-wee's, okay.
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me.
It scared the shit out of a whole generation of kids.
Yeah, no, they did a very good job
the
of...
sandworms.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back to everybody's playing a stereotype of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and I really think that Lydia here has really helped lock in the...
Look at how goth she is.
Yeah, goth, thank you. Where are the roots of goth?
Where?
Well, it started in the 80s.
It did. I always thought it was an offshoot, like an artsy version of punk rock leather.
A little, yeah.
So,
It definitely-
I don't like the music, but I like how you draw or dress. So I'm gonna get some eyeshadow going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
You're meaning Gothic people, right? Because,
not the religion.
Yeah.
Architect. Okay.
Yeah, not Gothic architecture. Yeah.
Her earrings could also double as salt and pepper shakers. Was that Duffy's Chinese takeout?
Well, she was talking about, I can't believe that we don't get any Szechuan around here. We only get Cantonese.
Wow.
I like that she's wearing a glove in her hair.
Yeah.
Right? I was just thinking that she's wearing a glove as a headpiece.
I was trying to figure out what that was.
It's art.
So, what's her... Catherine O'Hara is not Winona Ryder's mother. She's her stepmother.
Okay.
And I just... The only reason I can think of that she would have married Jeffrey Jones there is that he must be, like, ridiculously rich and incredibly willing to spend money on her, because they don't really have any kind of a tight relationship, because she's super annoyed with him all the time. They're modifying the sun porch that they already had. Really cool sun porch initially, and now it's really bizarre. There'd be a lot of waterproofing to have that sun porch work the way that they want it to work.
There's a stack of split wood. It's nothing more satisfying.
So there must that whole house must be heated with wood, because you wouldn't be able to run a gas main all the way out.
oil. Oil is what they do.
Wow.
In fact,
I love that drawing.
my wife and
Good
I,
one.
Jem and I, go out to New York every now and then to visit some friends in the winter, and power goes out quite a bit. So a lot of people will have oil or solid wood fuel up there.
So we're setting up who Beetlejuice is.
Yep. We're getting there.
Yeah.
But I love those drawers.
Those are pretty easy to buy now. I don't know if they had to design that for the movie, but you'll see chest of drawers like that all the time.
Well, this would have been the second movie we've watched in the series where they design furniture after the movie, like the piano in Big.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This guy is just really ready to appropriate some culture here. My home. This thing was scary.
I was ready to appropriate culture when I woke up.
That doesn't seem like that's where the kitchen is. It's kind of a shining thing, because that came in the window of the kitchen, which is way upstairs apparently. But when the real estate agent came, they were that kitchen was on the ground floor.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good to have two kitchens.
True.
It's a big house.
Hey, here we go. Lydia just saw them for the first time.
Yep.
She's like, what the heck?
Great hat, by the way.
Yes. I feel like Lydia and Wednesday Addams would make really good friends.
They played
Well,
sisters
they
in
were
Mermaids.
sisters in Mermaids, yeah.
Oh.
No kidding.
When Christina Ricci was like 6 years old or something.
Oh, right.
Well, when did you say
Well,
Mermaids
no,
was,
that would-
Sasha?
that would have had
1990?
been-
Yeah.
That would have had to be. She would have
She
had
would
to
have
be
older than
9.
10. Yeah, older than 10.
Because she's the same age as me.
Yeah.
Christina Ricci?
Yeah.
She's 1980, right?
Okay, then I guess she's older than me.
Yeah, I thought she was 1980, because I remember being 16 when the big Christina Ricci is 18 and she's starring in The Opposite of Sex and it's gonna be great.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hands
that's
up,
not creepy at all.
Hands
Thanks,
up,
guys.
who remembers The Opposite of Sex?
Eventually, this guy's going to run out of supplies.
Skeleton.
He's going to have to buy more, except he can't. But can he order in? Can you use the telephone if you're a ghost?
This is a
Here we
great
go.
commercial.
Oh my god.
The best little whorehouse in Texas.
Wasn't that the big thing on the cartoon, though, that you had to use a special phone to call Beetlejuice?
Probably.
Okay.
This guy,
Look at the way he's standing.
he just, it's like, buy a used car for me, please.
Yeah.
You're making a mistake if you don't.
Well, the way that he talks sounds like that.
He's way less entertaining on mute. Act now! Free!
He's like a
He's
used car
just
salesman.
yelling so much.
Pre-demon possession with every, exorcism. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Like Bloody Mary.
30 years from now, I'm going to be making Spider-Man movies, and you're going to be playing Donald Trump on a sketch comedy show.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Gina Davis. You're the only one here that doesn't win out.
No.
It's so sad. She's such a talented woman.
She
Yep.
really is.
Right after Freaks and Geeks ended, she had the Gina Davis show, which had what's his name, the main kid from Freaks and Geeks,
Oh.
was in that. Who?
Not Jason Segel.
No, the kid that played Sam, who wrote Spider-Man, which is kind of a weird connection.
Oh.
Yeah, he was one of the writers of Spider-Man, and
Weird.
then what's his name? Oh, the guy that was the star of the Disney's Rocket Man, where it's kind of the Gomer guy that goes to outer space.
Harlan Williams.
Yeah, Harlan Williams was on that too. They had a really great joke on there where they were trying to advertise some kind of a like a cure-all, and he's like, "Oh, we should get Keith Richards to do the. I'll take anything."
This is great. A doorway into another dimension.
I
do love this.
I loved that when I was a kid.
This is one of the
I used to
the
try
best
that all the time
I was gonna ask if you went around with a piece of chalk trying to get into another
on the
dimension.
playground at school. Yep.
She's
one of
freaking
one
out.
of the best doorway bits in a movie from the 80s, right after Labyrinth.
Ooh.
Labyrinth was only 2 years before this. Yeah, Labyrinth
I
was
could
86.
not sit through that movie. Hated it.
Because you watched it as an adult, not as a kid.
Because you
Probably.
hate goodness.
Look at that poor.
Wow.
I was way more into the Dark Crystal. at
Okay,
the
fair
time.
enough. Fair
So
enough.
it's like it was a Coke or Pepsi choice for me. I
Yeah,
felt.
alright.
This guy.
The sweater he's got on, he's way ahead of the ugly sweater
It's
movement.
amazing.
I
that's
can't
what's-
wait to get down to the yacht club.
Yeah, he was wearing ugly sweaters before it was cool.
Birdies.
Creeper. That little child is not a bird.
Oh,
That is actually
Jesus.
a bird.
Can't you see? I was looking at. Relaxing.
It was a bird.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to go. Jennifer
Look.
Grey is going to be at the mall this afternoon.
Did you You sick man.
Yeah. This is so strange.
You're gonna find out he's actually into robots.
Okay, blue screen. Oh no.
Yeah.
Before that, they were
Do you
just
see
coming
that
out
as
with it.
blue, Sasha?
No,
Okay.
that was
That's making sure.
my thinker
Some
wasn't
people
working.
could.
Oh, I love
Okay,
this.
yeah.
The woman who
Cut
got
in
cut in half.
Um,
This guy had his
Shrunken
head.
head.
Yep.
You can see he's like a big game on.
Choke on a bone.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
The chicken
That took me a
choked
while.
him.
yeah.
And there's the bureaucracy. Takes the
Take a
number.
ticket. Yeah.
Why are you not on the set of Star Trek?
Actually, I was getting Fifth Element flashbacks there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the,
And she was a Miss America. I don't understand though why she's green. What did she die of?
She slit her wrists.
oh.
Wouldn't she be blue then?
Just Tim Burton having some fun.
Okay.
Do it like he does.
The D90s. The name of the forum. Joe versus a volcano was another good one.
Oh yeah, what year was that?
I think that was 94, 95.
No, couldn't have been 94, 95.
It was-
It was
yeah.
earlier than that.
Before that.
Alright, what's this guy's story here with in the bag?
He's the.
Sir.
It's a shark, isn't it? It's not a bag.
No, there's
The
the guy on
who
the
got
left.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, she's gonna try to break in. Oh, and she finds the buck. That's right.
Oh.
Whoa.
That's so cute.
They shot this movie on $15 million.
Wow.
Oh.
Made 73.
Okay.
I'll
don't
point
know.
it out when they show the scene that I was like, as a little kid, was like, I need to see this movie.
No.
What were you going to say, Jen?
I was just going to say I don't even remember that it was on the big screen, but
Oh,
apparently,
yes.
I mean, I'm sure it was a big deal, but
I was only just, I was 6, so I was only just coming around to the idea that movies played in the theater. I probably hadn't even seen 10 movies on the big screen but when I was 6.
Yeah. All I can remember is a re-release of The Rescuers. Oh, smoking's bad. Well, it almost looks like Groot.
Burned to death.
Yeah. That wasn't lung cancer. Yeah.
Oh, he died in a fire.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the big thing back there. They told you don't smoke in bed, remember?
Yes. Yep.
I did definitely see
Snuff it out.
Rescuers on the big screen, and so I know that by this point, as far as movies I'd seen in the theater, I had seen E.T. in a later release, like in 1984. I had seen Aristocats, and I had seen The Great Mouse Detective, and those are the only ones I could tell you for sure that I had seen in the theater. I'm not positive when that Rescuers re-release was, but I do know I know the circumstances under which I saw Rescuers was my friend Andrew's birthday party.
There you go.
I think I remember saying it during The Land Before Time that was the first big movie that I remember seeing in the theater was The Land Before Time.
I know I didn't see that in the theater. That was watched in my friend Eric's basement over and over and over again. And yes, there were a lot. There's a lot of
Germany.
Yeah, a lot of pretending to be dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This guy's funny.
Run over by.
Yeah. I wonder how hard it was to place him for a job in that office. Okay, I'm flat. All I can do is...
So you can do a
slide
lot.
right through the cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
It's a
are
very
Portugal
intricate
and
pulley system.
Well done. That boss has got you hanging on a rope. I love this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
This hallway was a big player in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, behind each door was an adventure, if I remember correctly. Oh, you don't want to go in there. That's the Room of Lost Souls.
No.
Is that
So-
Abe Vigoda?
That looks
No.
like Christopher Lloyd almost.
It's not Christopher Lloyd.
No. Oh, Exorcised.
Yeah.
Well, that would mean that there is a God.
Yes.
Because exorcism was...
Because they're somewhere. They're not nowhere. There's like, you can literally open a door and find them.
Oh, did you see the doghouse in the back?
Yeah. This was right around the time that Family Dog, which was Tim Burton and Brad Bird's thing, was
right.
on Amazing Stories.
They did a relaunch of that one, I believe. Oh, and
They did a website.
They're back in their house?
But things have changed. The time for the dead is not the same as the time for the living.
It's the upside
So it
down.
could have been a few months. Yeah. That is just terrible. I love it.
It's very Melania Trump.
Ooh.
Ooh.
The White
Yeah.
House. White House.
Oh, this lady. She's great.
Yeah, she was a great character actress. My mom got really excited. She was in this movie. What's her name, Sasha? You got the pad in front of you.
Oh,
As,
boy, I knew you were gonna
as
ask
the
me.
role of Juno, who is their caseworker.
Yeah. So she's a social worker for the dead.
Carol Channing.
It's
You have
not-
to give
she
me
sounds
a-
exactly like Carol Channing, but it's not Carol Channing. Hello, darling.
Like with the cigarette.
Yeah. Hello, darling.
Juno, Sylvia Sidney.
Oh. Well, that's who we were talking about at the beginning, that she never went anywhere.
Oh, you gotta look at her picture.
Oh.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
wow.
a cutie.
Yeah.
Back in her day.
Well, she's a cutie there.
Yeah.
Look at that hair.
Look all that jewelry.
She died on July 1st, 1999.
She lived another 11 years.
Died of cancer of the esophagus.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh no.
How could you
This
tell
move-
with her
this-
voice?
This movie is no longer as fun.
It's
Aw.
her death.
Put out that
Well-
cigarette.
It makes me think
It's
of...
not cigarettes the killer in this, but they do make fun
Yeah,
of it.
she slashed her throat as you...
Yeah.
She was in movies such as Through Different Eyes, City Streets, Madame Butterfly, 1932.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Sabotage, 36. She was... Man, she just
That's an
had
Alfred
it
Hitchcock.
from 1927, all the way up until about 1956, she was very active.
Huh.
Nice. Good
And
on
then she
her.
kind of slowed down in the 60s and picked right back up in the 70s. She's in Cop Killer, 1983.
Now
Brass
she's telling him all
ring.
about what the deal with Beetlejuice is, and the lighting is
He was
changed.
apparently
He used to be her assistant.
Her last movie was Mars Attacks.
But she's also a Tim Burton one.
She's in Mars Attacks.
Oh yeah, she was the grandma that
Mm-hmm.
he has to go get. He's playing the moose call. Good old,
Only you. That one?
Yeah. good old Lucas Haas. Whatever happened to that guy?
So he kind of got off the movie. The Beetlejuice was her assistant, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's how we know why Beetlejuice does all the tricks. Is
Right.
because he's worked the system on the inside. There's a guy.
He was her protege.
Yeah, that's a bad theme for movies. The protege kind of running off and doing their own thing with the master. I'm getting a big Star Wars vibe here. And this is where he eats the fly. I didn't.
That's a great fly.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Derp-a-derp-a-derp.
Well, if you're gonna find a movie fly, you have to find the best
But
specimen.
it's funny because like
Yeah.
the close-up grass is not anything like what the grass that he's actually used for that model looks like.
Yeah.
Zagnut bar.
Incredibly crunchy. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. No. The fly help me.
And like I said before, the grave is spelled, Betelgeuse with a G.
Mhm.
Robert
Oh,
Oh,
Goulet.
European way.
Oh, this guy we don't see too much of in this
Yeah,
film.
he's
He's kind of a big actor.
he was a
Yeah.
big singer.
Yeah.
That was another famous Saturday Night Live skit. Robert Goulet's Red Ships of Spain.
So the idea here is they're trying to sell the town, redevelop it, make it a place for New Yorkers to come and vacation.
Well, I
Yeah.
love that the backdrop for his office, the cityscape, is like obviously not a real city. It's just a model like lit up.
You know, I bet you could buy those kinds of wallpapers
Oh, for
to
sure.
put in your office.
Oh yeah. They sell them at Party City.
Huts.
But oh man,
Which is weird because I think if I were to have some film or something over my office window, I would want Robert Goulet.
His other credit of note that I really like is that he was the singing voice for the fat kid in Recess.
Yes. I was just thinking about that kid.
Well, here are the Maitlands trying to scare Jeffrey Jones with just a sheet.
it's not working.
Nope.
That's pretty bad. That's a hack job when it goes.
Those are
Yeah.
that's
Has
like
to
those
dress
are
like
nice
itself.
sheets too. What,
So they're trying to figure
what
out how to
in
be
the world
scared
is she
ghosts.
watching? And
Yeah,
why would you
I'm-
want to have that painting in your bedroom or have your bedroom painted like that?
Mhm.
Oh, this guy is passed out. Oh, she thinks her parents are having sex.
Yeah.
Gross.
No, this
I-
is even grosser.
I will maintain
I'm a child for God's
Yeah.
sake.
I will maintain that that's the reason that she's able to actually see what they look like is because she's a virgin.
That she's a virgin?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
She's
an
able to say,
Is
Yeah,
Or
that
like
a-
Scream rules.
Is that a
Yeah.
ghost rule?
Yeah, like
you can see the ghost?
like what's it called? Yeah, like
Oh.
Like unicorn rules?
like Unicorn Rules and Hocus Pocus.
Oh, I forgot about Hocus Pocus.
I've never seen Hocus Pocus. I know.
You're not
It's so
missing
good.
a whole
What?
lot. I don't
Everybody raves about Hocus Pocus.
It's really good. You'd love it.
Why are you taking pictures of your parents and their weird like
Because she's trying to
sex
be like,
thing?
stop having sex while your kid's here.
No feet.
So they took pictures, and she's going to call him on it.
You guys are ghosts, aren't you?
That's weird. The makeup is
Pale.
around her eyes, though.
They're trying to make it look like really sunken.
She's doing that.
Yeah.
She's doing that herself, though. The character,
Right.
is. Although I wonder, like, how much of that Tim Burton forced upon her to do.
No, I think she
we're
just sunk her
double
eyes
people.
back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Oh, that has to be explained somewhere, and we missed that. Why she can see them?
Well, she
No.
agreed to the handbook of the recently deceased.
That's true.
Mhm.
Live people
Oh,
going
there we go.
strange and
She's
unusual.
explained that. She
And I
it's
am-
because she's
I
gone.
am. I myself am
It's because
strange
she's
and unusual.
Yeah.
Gomez Adams always says hello.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Her and Wednesday Addams would get along really well.
Actually, I could see her hooking up with cousin It. Yeah. So now we have to ask ourselves, now what? If you just were inhabiting a house that you no longer own and you found an ally, what would you do with that ally? Get to know him, I guess.
I think I would just fast forward to the end of the movie, where it's just like, hey, let's hang out and have a good time.
There we
Oh, by
go.
the way, spoilers.
I will say that I really, really appreciate, with all the stuff Beetlejuice is going to do, that especially Gina Davis and somewhat Alec Baldwin continue to refer to her as a child and a little girl.
Yes.
Well, she is a child.
Exactly, but
they're
she's going to
trying
get treated like a sex object a little bit.
Yeah.
They're trying to protect her
Yeah.
more than her parents are, more than her
Very
actual
much.
living guardians are. Yeah, that is unsettling. Her
Any tricks
her
to
ghost parents care more about her than her living parents.
Makes me want to learn a little bit more about the Beetlejuice cartoon Lydia.
Ugh.
Well, the Maitlands were not on that show at all. When they
No,
showed her
they
parents,
weren't.
it were the Dietzes.
That's true.
So it's like an alternate
Yeah.
world where
Yeah.
being married to Beetlejuice is a positive thing
Yes.
for a child to
Yes.
have.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Lydia, so I watched the cartoon before I watched the movie. And I thought, oh, here's Lydia. She's kind of in charge, going through all these adventures, kind of having Beetlejuice in tow along for the ride. And I watched the movie, and not only does she not really know who Beetlejuice is, she's betrothed to him and has to go through this terrifying zombie ceremony.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? So the two concepts did not connect at all. There's the house. Oh yeah, okay. We found the little whorehouse in Texas. The
Which was
flashing
created
lights.
by Juno to distract Beetlejuice.
I love
The
how
whorehouse isn't there yet.
I love how she blames him for building this whorehouse.
Oh, yeah.
No. He
Yeah.
didn't. He didn't.
It's not there yet.
See, he didn't do it.
We'll see it in a second.
Yeah, Juno says later on she put the whorehouse there.
Mm. I thought this was a cool concept. The early version of SimCity, they had an option where you could build the town and then you could drive around in a car in the town you built.
I always wanted to do, I'd have to do the with the unlimited money thing, but do a version of SimCity, city where you have like there's the part of the city that has like all of the power plants and like all of the workers and like tract homes, and there's no roads, there's just like rail stations, and then like it's just and then you have like all of the nice stuff with only a couple of houses and like mansions and the governor's mansions there, and literally that entire worker section has a whole boundary around it that all that it is police stations, and just see how that game would play out.
I think they made a movie out of that.
Oh yeah, it's called Escape from New York.
Or that one thing with the Taylor Swift song. Oh my gosh. The death match with children. Help me out.
Oh, Battle Royale.
No.
Oh
Hunger
yeah,
Games.
Hunger Games. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Nice strata there.
That looks really good, all the pieces of cardboard.
That's great. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, they're already dead, so what would it hurt to open up a grave? That's like knocking on someone's apartment.
Yeah.
That's a good shot. It's kind of dressed like an angry bus driver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You didn't pay your fare!
Yeah.
Do we know how he died?
No.
I think we can guess.
Yeah.
That was a little.
Yeah. I was saying that before. He looks a little herpetic. You know.
He's got meth mouth going on, but this was before meth was a thing.
Not really.
Well,
So this guy
there were
is
things.
really inappropriate with the ladies.
Oh yeah,
So-
he's the Bugs Bunny of Poltergeist, I think.
Bugs Bunny was not evil.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny was like a cartoon Groucho Marx.
I mean, he mangled a lot of people.
He did, but he wouldn't like...
Do it maliciously?
Yeah, he never like grabbed women and...
Self-defense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
because-
he only kissed people in self-defense.
It's like, Pepe Le Pew's the...
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah,
Man, he's got the eyeshadow topped out right there.
he says he lived through the Black Plague.
Huh.
So-
And he's been dead for a while.
So maybe that's it. Maybe those are what's that?
The plague lesions?
Buboes. Yeah.
The buboes.
Ooh.
Ugh.
What a weird little jack-off motion he just made.
Well,
That
I
was
think
one of the-
anytime a dead guy does that, it's weird.
That
Yeah.
scary thing from the back where all the snakes shoot out of his head and they scream was one of the big scenes they used to show
Yeah.
for the movie. Oh, terrible.
Oh, yep.
So, why did they make this guy a womanizer?
To make him creepy.
He's
Even creepier.
He is the bad guy. He
So-
is the villain of this movie.
So, I'm going to propose a concept here. Was it appropriate as a form of
Jesus.
comedy to womanize people in the 80s?
To
Yes.
womanize?
In the 80s, they're like, oh, look at this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a form of comedy to see this person try to hit on people and, molest these people. They're like, oh, 80s. They don't mean anything by it. Ha, ha.
Right.
And
I think it was
It's
more
just
common, but
yeah.
it wasn't more
Right.
appropriate.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
It
And-
happened more, and people couldn't say, hey, this hurts my feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought up that, our final commentary we were going to record was going to be The Naked Gun, and after watching Maggie Mae Fish's video, I'm like, we should maybe do Hairspray instead of The Naked Gun.
Yes.
Because the Naked Gun, Sascha and I watched it without doing a commentary, and there's some stuff.
There's some
in
stuff.
that movie.
Yeah.
Like grabbing a woman's chest to stop from falling off a building, and it just plays
Right.
like an awooga sound, and then he like tears like the statue penis off a statue and chases the lady around with it.
Did he just grab himself?
He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, that was his
Yeah.
nice
No,
fucking model.
I'm telling you, insensitivity is a form of comedy. Well, in these older
But
films.
here's the thing: it's
Totally
like
don't remember.
you go
Even now.
you go
Even now?
back to
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny is a good example of this. Is that it's like that still plays.
Mhm.
Bugs Bunny is not overtly sexist. Groucho Marx is doing the same thing, and he's not overtly sexist.
Well, in certain places he is. I mean, but he calls attention to it. When he does.
There's a terrible homophobic dig that they're going to make at Glenn Shaddix in a minute here.
Oh, no.
No.
Where he says something about seeker into the paranormal, and the lady next to him goes, "Is that what you kind are calling yourself these days?"
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Yeah.
it is. Is that what you're calling your kind these days?
Oh
My God.
That's terrifying.
There was another.
Those are great.
I had never thought of about this in Ferris Bueller's Day Off either. When he's dealing with that waiter at that restaurant where they did the Abe Pro and the Sausage King.
Yeah.
Where he has that line, Ferris Bueller says tolerance is what allows people like me to accept people like you.
Jeez.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
That was Pee Wee Herman, by the way. The waiter.
No, it wasn't. And Ferris Bueller, no.
Yeah, he was.
The South Abe Pro, no, that's not Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee
He might be
Herman
in that
was
movie,
in that
but
movie.
he's not the maitre d' at that restaurant.
He's not the maitre d', no. He was one of the
That's-
waiters.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can believe that, but he's not that maitre d' that they mess with.
Oh, I thought he was making a dig at the French.
So this is another one that Maggie Mayfish mentioned that they're about to have here now, because we've had the sound off. Harry Belafonte has been playing through this entire movie,
Right.
and now we are about to have a Harry Belafonte lip sync dance, which yes, the subtitles have confirmed it is in Harry Belafonte's
Let's get
voice.
a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is such an iconic scene of this movie.
Yeah.
Where they're all getting possessed.
They're looking for the part that really freaked me out about this scene was the shrimp hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they must have had a lot of fun filming this, though. Where did they come up with this song? That's what I want to know.
Isn't it about slavery?
No. Raffi sang this.
What?
Yeah.
What? You can't say
My first exposure to Deo was Raffi.
No, that's true. That's
That
true.
doesn't
He does.
necessarily
Yeah.
mean that
Wait,
it was
what's
about-
Raffi?
Raffi came
I couldn't say
after.
After Harry Belafonte, yes.
Yes. But the song's about packing fruit.
It's about packing fruit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being
And
forced to pack fruit for work without being paid for it.
yeah, and you're speaking it in I want to say an accent that a worker might have of the time.
Of the
Yes.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
Who was maybe shipped there
Yeah.
from another country.
Maybe.
Against his will.
Maybe. I think that's it. But
Yeah.
But I think, did you bring up what Maggie May did, where they have these white people singing the song, and the person that provided the soundtrack
Oh, creepy.
is never here. You never see anybody.
Yeah, she calls that scene
there it
blackface.
is.
Right? Yeah. Which
Well, that doesn't seem.
Is it
Strange
blackface anytime in the 80s that somebody lip syncs to Michael Jackson?
right?
I mean,
exactly.
yes.
That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
pretending to be
Yeah.
a black person without, honoring
Yeah.
his existence as a human. You like the work, and you take the face away from the work. That's
true.
Okay.
I love how they had to send the child upstairs to tell the ghosts that their prank was not funny.
But Jeffrey Jones loves it.
Yeah. Oh, they found it entertaining, but it was not. The point was to get them out of the
Yes.
house. And now they want to monetize it and turn it into a theme park.
That seems weird.
That was another thing my mom loved, was those shrimp hands. Just screamed laughing when that happened.
Well, I mean, they cornered the Halloween market right here. Here's how we set up the spirit store.
These paintings they have.
We could start a movie or a TV series called Unsolved Mysteries. We could send these ghosts out and we could videotape them poorly. I got the lawyer just kind of elevators into the conversation there.
One of the greatest talk show hosts of all time, Dick Cavett.
This guy right here,
Yeah.
I never knew who he was.
Yep.
So what did he talk about?
He was the famous interviewer, like all these great interviews with musicians and actors. He had the Muppets on there one time as one of the funniest things ever. It's from the 70s, so right at the simultaneous height of Sesame Street and the Muppet Show. There's a great Bert and Ernie bit where they're getting ready to be on Dick Cavett. Bert's all like, puts on sunglasses. Dick! baby, how are you?
So the ghosts are refusing to come downstairs. I think this is a weird reaction where all of a sudden the house guests think they're full of it and want to leave because the ghosts don't want to come down and talk.
But then wasn't that scene around the table? They all got possessed.
Exactly. Well, that's what's so weird is that they left after witnessing all of that.
Right.
Well, they can't produce the ghosts. The ghosts won't work with them.
Yeah.
So people aren't interested in working with them if they can't wrangle their clients.
I'm still stuck on the, oh my gosh, there are ghosts in the house part of the conversation.
They're over it.
Yeah, they've accepted it and moved on.
I like shots like that where it's like 4 people like crammed into a tiny space all trying to talk.
So you said he was a child molester, huh?
He had kitty porn. That's what they caught him.
Oh man.
None of that. Might not have acted on it. Doesn't matter.
Well, just having it
Yes.
kind of says too much about the quality of the person.
Does not matter.
That's why I get really upset about learning about celebrity lives, is because it ruins a lot of roles and things for me. Like, let's use the Michael Jackson thing, for example. I can't really feel too great about the stuff, the music that he made, knowing about the stuff he did. So here we are. They're looking around. This is the first time they've all been upstairs, right? Except for Lydia. She's been up there.
In the attic, yeah.
Yeah.
I read a really depressing letter by a guy that was a famous Canadian broadcaster that was acquitted on all charges, but he started the whole Me Too thing, and so he decided to write this letter about like what he had gone through, and he's like, and it ends with like, and then I met this woman like on a train, and it's like and she was talking about music she liked, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I've met all of the musicians she's talking about, but this time I'm not going to say that. I'm going to just listen to her and not offer to have sex, and I'm going to shake hands and say goodbye. It's like, okay, guy.
Good for you.
Yeah, right. It's like, wow.
So Ortho found the book.
Yes.
I bet you can find that book now.
Oh, for
Amazon.
sure. I'm surprised with all of the Tim Burton stuff that they did. I mean, it was all mostly centered around Nightmare Before Christmas, but that wasn't one of the things that came out like a, at least as a dust jacket, maybe. Ooh, the banister has changed.
This is a terrifying scene. Man, I remember this as a kid. I thought the hand shrimps were weird.
That's great, right?
Yeah, right? That actually becomes a piece of art later on that she makes.
Yeah.
See, look, he's checking out the... Again, it's...
I couldn't even watch that when I was a kid.
Aww.
Hey, fat boy, where are you going?
Scary.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That is a great pattern for the floor.
I was expecting the whole movie to be really scary as a kid.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And it was kind of nice that like it never really
Yeah.
got to that point.
It just boiled down to about 3 main scenes.
Right, yeah. Like Ghostbusters was actually scary at some points if you were a kid,
Yeah.
but
Hey, they've got something in common.
Oh, that's a great floor. You're absolutely right. He should be dead. See, that's just pervy right there. Oh.
Wait, Beetlejuice is a bad guy?
Yeah. So I don't understand why she's angry when they explained to her all along the intention was, we're trying to get you out of our house. Oh, wow.
because she's a teenager.
Well, they're torn. So the 2 characters here, they're torn now because they want their house, but they don't want to hurt these people. You bunch of losers, how dare you interrupt a professional while at work? Yeah. So I would have to ask then, Why are they so intent on staying in their home? Why can't they move on somewhere else?
You know, ghosts.
Like, do you have to? Oh,
Yeah.
that looks painful.
And then we're coming on the thorny joke here.
The thorny joke.
Yeah.
I don't know the thorny joke.
Oh, you'll see.
Make my millennium again. I don't get it.
Oh well, he's very old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's right.
1988, and people were making a lot of Millennium jokes.
See now.
See, he's feeling very
600
anxious.
years.
See, when I first watched this, I thought he created this building.
Yeah, me too.
But as it was explained a couple times already, that the social worker created this. Hey, look, it's librarians. I'm joking.
Yeah, there
Well,
might be
he's got
some
me.
arguments there.
The inferno room. Why did you build that? See, she totally shames him. And they're back in the office. I love this conversation here where it's like, stop
dumb
calling me
football player."
coach. He survived. Oh, dumb football players. There are quite a few movies that have the end of life bureaucracy.
Okay, I see.
You've got what was that one animated film with the Mexican kid who played the guitar?
Oh, yeah.
Was
Coco.
Coco.
Yep, Coco. That was pretty good.
There's
I like
a really
that.
good Japanese live-action movie called Heaven, where it's all just an office like that.
There's another Japanese series that at the very end the main character dies in quotes, and yeah, most of it is just her going through and just being like, oh, this is really boring. What do I do? It's just like, well, it's mostly bureaucracy. Just telling people, what they'll be doing after they die, which is more bureaucracy. Yeah.
Reminds me once I played with lucid dreaming,
Oh yeah.
where you can, with the right amount of journaling and meditation, you can actually be aware of your dreams. And I was bored. I didn't know what to do. Like I flew around for a little bit.
Yeah.
I broke some things. Like I was young at the time, like 20s, 21, 22. Like, I just lacked the creativity to do whatever I want in the sandbox of world. And I actually remember sitting down and playing video games. and then I think my subconscious took over because then I had lost control when I started playing the video games. Probably my brain was like, come on, Sash. That's the best you can do. Really? I'm taking the stream over.
I love that they actually put the sun porch into action. It seems like Otho is just living in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the consultant. Oh, the anguished teenage letter. Suicide letter, right?
Right.
Yeah, that was another one that...
She hates ghosts so much that she's going to become one.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
It would have been cool to see her, instead of wearing a veil, drawing the veil on her face with eyebrow pencil.
That'd be awesome.
It's the style at the time.
Look at that handwriting's terrible for a 17-year-old.
17-year-old in anguish, though.
This is true.
You think with someone so emotional that you'd think they'd write a little bit more.
Again, I mean, yes, the two of them happened to die falling off the Winter River Bridge, but it's not a far drop. It looked like maybe 6 feet off that bridge.
Yeah.
And it was not particularly deep.
I'm trying to figure out what's in the background. Not there, but Juno's view. It looks like a movie theater almost.
Oh, he's got to change his face.
Oh, this is a
This
great...
I loved as a kid.
Yeah. What's that
And
other...
then...
It was a very spy versus spy kind of a face.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Is that the White Spy and the Black Spy.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that Michael J. Fox Ghost Hunter movie.
Oh, The Frighteners.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
I gotta watch that again in October.
That's really strange.
With the glasses.
Well, you know
Oh, that's great.
who the other star of The Frighteners is, Sasha? It's Jeffrey Combs, who plays Wei Yun.
Yes.
Oh,
that's right.
yeah, that's
oh,
right.
My God, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what?
The reanimator himself.
So there we go. The football team's back. Who wears all their gear in a bus when it crashes? You'd think the guys with the helmets would have survived.
Right?
Oh well. There's your
Mrs.
suicide note.
Maitland, I want to read you this letter.
Oh, well, we can read it later when I'm dead.
It's like there's got to be a stylist there that's in love with playing with her hair. You'd think she could confide in them.
Mm.
And then it turns out Otho's the one that does her hair.
Mm.
So she finds Beetlejuice. They never talk about how she's going to kill herself, right?
No, she's just going to jump off the Winter River Bridge.
Oh, right.
Maitland's died.
Oh.
So these two are having a conversation. He realizes Lydia's his way out. You gotta say my name 3 times. Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin.
Mr. Mitzelplick.
Freud Leuven! All of a sudden that waitress song is coming into mind, Jim. You'll never ever get rid of me. You can try.
Is that The Waitresses or from the musical Waitress?
The musical Waitress.
Did you ever see that, Amanda?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Oh, it's great. We went to see it last weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was at the Paramount. So these two are negotiating. She wants to die. No, she wants to cross over to find her friends. And Beetlejuice wants to get out of this weird little purgatory life of his. So they're striking out a deal?
I would say the good alternative to this movie would be like, if you were like, I can't handle, how much misogyny is there in the Beetlejuice character, but I like the idea of like teen girl in a weird house. I think your alternate is Coraline.
Yeah.
Because you have, kind of the Tim Burton imagery and
Minute Maid.
God, I remember when it came in a carton like that too. They used
Yep.
to have was it Minute Maid? No, it was Tropicana that had the ads where they were trying to stick the straw into the orange from the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to do that so many times.
I think I did manage to do that once, and try it, and I was just like, ugh. And I mean, the juice was pretty good that I got, but I mean, there was a lot of pulp in it and a little bit of rind.
Yeah.
So
you needed to do it the right way, which is crushing it with the palm of your hand against your head. You can buy masks like both of them have.
Oh yeah,
display in costume. It's a good couples theme there.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was their bodies there doing that, or if they just had stunt doubles and then had the voices.
Well, if you're paying them to play the part, you might as well give them the mask.
yeah.
Barbara, don't! Now they're scared.
They can't figure out how to fix it.
He still has the nose.
Okay, so that was the contract. You're living. You want to be dead too? Nobody.
It's like, no, I'm gonna actually treat you like a kid that I care about. Emphasis on care about her, where
Sorry your parents don't.
Yeah.
like her stepmother thinks she's a nuisance and her father is completely oblivious to the fact she exists, which is somewhat worse than the stepmother thing, because potentially she could have an ally in the stepmother eventually, because Stepmother acknowledges her.
Yeah.
You know who Alec
Oh, this is
Baldwin
great.
reminds
This
me
is
of
great.
right now? Well, John Arbuckle
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
of Garfield.
Well, except he had a nose just then.
So they're, believe it or not, and I can't imagine they're going to make any money out of this. You guys, most of you know I have all of those like Peanuts hardcovers. They're like the complete Peanuts
Oh, yeah.
from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Right.
They're trying to do that with Garfield now, like the
No.
Garfield books we had when we were kids,
Yeah.
but they're hardcover.
No.
Jim Davis is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is nobody
I
stopping?
vaguely found it funny when I was a child. Now, you know who didn't blow up, which I thought would, was Calvin and Hobbes. But I guess that was
I'm
the-
actually,
It blew up. I mean,
I'm going to transfer to that complete Calvin and Hobbes set because it has commentary by Bill Waters. I had all of the books, but some of them are really old.
Oh, he did a commentary.
Yeah.
I know he's really super reclusive for a long time.
yeah.
He's worked with Berkeley Breathed, the guy that does Bloom County.
Mhm.
They've done a couple of strips together recently.
Oh.
But I was actually making a joke today about Berkeley Breathed, the guy that does Bloom County, that it's like here's one of his jokes. It's like Reds Previs got indicted, and you'll see what's his name, Opus go, "What? I have a bent penis. I don't want to get indicted."
Oh, jeez.
No, Reds Previs. It's like, do I need to get a new conditioner?
Who's that guy that died a few weeks ago? He also had a mustache.
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
Oh.
He reminds me of a Burt Reynolds.
Not at all. He's a very
Yeah.
classy.
Different,
He's a
though.
legitimately classy guy.
Burt Reynolds?
No,
No.
Robert Goulet.
But they both have mustaches. Oh, well. I guess I don't know the world. Well, they found the manual. They found the Chilton's manual to the afterlife.
Yeah, I mean, look at how much more legwork Glenn Shaddix does in this movie than Michael Keaton does.
He
And nobody
moves,
knows what his name is.
he moves the plot along.
Yeah.
Well, really, he's the quiet antagonist. Because he tells them to remodel the house. He tells them to build the amusement park. He tells them to do the seance and try to restore the deceased couple.
Yep.
This scene here kind of made me cry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this was
so sad.
this was-
hard to
was
watch as a
heart-rending.
kiddo.
When I was watching this, there's a part where they're fully actualized in their bodies, in their wedding gowns, and then they start aging and dying and falling apart. And there's this really sincere look of love between the
Yeah.
two characters that just...
These
I
two
remember
decaying lovebirds.
watching that the first time. It's like, wow, that's love right there.
The other unfortunate thing about Glenn Shaddix
Oh,
is
no.
that Jack Black is now Glenn Shaddix and is being much more successful at it than Glenn Shaddix ever
That
was.
is
Oh.
that is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack Black is good, but I mean, Glenn
That's
Shaddix
cool.
is Glenn Shaddix.
Easy effect to do, super cool to look.
Well, that it rose up and had like legs inside of it.
Yeah.
That looked pretty neat.
And this also good where he reaches for the doorknob, he realizes he's fading. Aww.
That's some good effect there. Their
Yeah.
face just turning.
Now, I want to ask about Raiders of the Lost Ark Multiface. Is this about the same time?
Raiders was about
Oh, it was
10.
a little before
yeah,
that.
not.
I was early
Raiders
80s.
80, 1980 or
And that-
1981.
And that was a wax figure, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there was it cut from a human to just a melty piece of wax.
Not to say they do that here, but I like the practical effects.
Yes.
We see a lot of those. In fact, really this era is kind of the farewell of practical
Mhm.
effects. As
Well,
CGI is
they're
replaced by
coming
everything.
back a little bit.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, the last Star Wars movie had practical effects.
I might as well put in a plug right now. Nepotism. Check out Rocketmen, which is on Amazon. Should still be on Amazon Prime at the moment to watch for free, which is an awesome Seattle-based superhero adventure movie that is all practical effects. You get to see giant robots, people flying on rocket packs. Amanda, you saw this.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, super sad. But look at that. That's all makeup on Gina Davis, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And then, he made Corpse Bride, which is an awful movie.
I was reading an interview with Michael Dorn just today to tie this into makeup. He's a little upset about characters that are in too much makeup in sci-fi because then what you alluded to earlier, it could be anybody in the mask. You're not giving credit to the actor and how they're acting. All that you can really see are their eyeballs. And so even though he liked the role he did, he thinks that too much makeup kind of steals away from the actor's ability to do their job. So I thought
Beetlejuice in his tuxedo.
Yeah. That's great. That's a classic tux right there.
Well,
you think they're going for like a... Yeah. Do you think they're going for like jail inmate look there?
It never occurred to me.
Or like Carney.
Yeah.
Carney.
Well, we are right abutting the scene that they showed in the preview that I saw as a kid and was like, I need to see this movie. And it was probably... Pee-wee's Playhouse was on at this point, and I didn't know anything about Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I didn't see Pee-wee's Big Adventure until I was in my late teens, actually. I'd seen Beetlejuice many times before I ever saw Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but this just had the feel in the preview of something to do with Pee-wee's Playhouse. Here we go.
This thing.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yep. You saw they showed this in the preview, and I was like, I need to see this movie.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's that Pee-wee's Playhouse kind of feel. And there's on the very top of that is Jack Skellington up there.
I just realized that in every scene before a major scene starts, his wardrobe gives away what's about to happen.
Huh.
So Beetlejuice, when he got the thorns, he was very horny, and then transitioned to the whorehouse.
Yeah.
And when they first dug him up, he was in a tour guide outfit, and he kind of gave him the tour of what's going on. Here he is dressed as the Carney, and now he's this weird little carnival game thing.
Yeah.
Oh, they have no idea. We never see them again.
Nope.
Yeah.
They could be dead.
Could be and probably are.
If they were dead, wouldn't we see them in the waiting room?
That's a point, yeah.
Figure, right?
They're in the Lost Souls area.
Oh no!
Well, now he's sizing up the situation. Oh, knocks them out of the way. He doesn't need them anymore. He wants a bride. But it ain't gonna be him. Poor Otho. This is a great suit here.
Now I've got Robert Goulet singing Impossible Dream in my head. I like the idea that Otho was actually wearing that Elvis costume underneath his clothes.
Looked like a lot of fun.
He's a never nude.
Never knew. Some asps. Though I have to say that this dress that Lydia's going to be in looks great.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
The tux.
Well, what's cool about Lydia in that dress is that Neil Gaiman, when he did Sandman, when Morpheus finally died, Death is wearing and has her hair styled just like Lydia.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
It just occurred to me Beetlejuice is wearing a Ron tuxedo. Remember in the Hogwarts dance?
Oh, yeah.
And Ron had to wear the dress up.
With the frills.
Yeah, that's what he's
absolutely.
wearing. Again, very cool. I keep on thinking back to this 1970s Hercules. Or is it the Olympians?
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans, thank you, yeah. Where you had like the Medusa.
Oh, yeah.
Great stop animation.
That was all... What's his name? Yeah, that was really informative.
Tim Burton, was that who it is?
No, I think it was something Corman, I think.
I like this this preacher here.
Potato preacher.
Fly man, yeah.
Don't say the B word.
Doody doody doo. My arms go up and they go down. I am a puppet.
I love how he's kind of rationalizing what's happening here.
Boogie boogie boogie. Now here's some stuff I like. Not this, but how he's going to stop Gina Davis in a minute. Really had a heavy effect on me as a kid.
Well, it's like, creepy. This neat where he tap dances with the feet. There you go.
It's not him dancing.
I could almost see this going down like a Broadway play. That'd be pretty
they
cool.
made a musical. It premieres next
They
month.
did?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's Beetlejuice, the musical, the musical, the musical.
Nice. Nice. Like that.
Here we go.
It's like my Sherlock Holmes musical that I made up when I was a kid, which is called Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes.
Is this Pat, is that what you're talking about, where you put the metal plate over her mouth?
The zipper lips and then the metal plate, yeah.
It's real creepy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of dominating of women trying to speak for themselves.
Yeah, especially in advertising of the past 30, 40, over the past century.
Though I like how she comes back riding the sandworm.
Mm-hmm.
How she got that to happen.
Like, how does she transfer that into the living world?
Right? That should have been like
well,
the director's cut.
Here's the thing where this is why that works, is that they would go into the nether world and come back, and every time that they did that, a lot of time had passed.
Right.
So she could have been there getting that sandworm ready for quite a while.
Oh.
There we go. So just training it for months?
Yeah.
Okay, Bessie, now that I caught you,
still,
here's what I need you to do.
It's in the living world. How do you...
Do you need me to continue to stand here? I'm a little puppet man.
Well, Beetlejuice has now just become the man who cannot be named.
Yeah.
Voldemort.
Here's a puff.
That fireplace always reminded me of the MTV commercials.
And this was actually a plot point in the Beetlejuice TV show, is that she went to this Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But she wears her own... They have a dress code, but not a uniform. You will notice that everybody has kind of their own style. She's got like a blazer and a different skirt than the other girls, so it's not completely draconian.
And she's back. They can't leave the house, so it's her job to bring supplies to them.
Oh.
Did you get the paints? And they took pictures of the new house. Look at that.
And she is emo no more.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
All
it'll come.
All the makeup cleaned off.
You don't really have to be emo when your best friends are ghosts.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm going to be so living. It's going to knock you alive.
Yeah, I think... I was telling Amanda, I think that the kind of the takeaway from this, like, is just die and let live.
Well,
well done.
I suppose.
I'm not happy about it.
I like the end of this because I would not know what the song "Jump in the Line" without this movie. It's a great.
That's true. This was the first time I'd heard it.
This is a good song
Yeah.
here. We'll have it play us
for the
out.
whole. We can do it for the end credits. Yeah.
Thank you, white director, for, introducing me to this song.
He loves it. Or he likes it. Yeah.
Art in America. Oh, she got published. This is great. Oh, there
she
she
seems
is.
really okay with this.
Well, it's not the first time she's done it.
Work, Sonora. Working all the time. She looks happy.
Let's bring the football players in.
Yeah,
I know.
I think we have some football players for this Catholic schoolgirl. Wait a minute. Did I just say that?
You did.
Oh, man. Back to school I go.
But, I mean,
Beetlejuice trying
importantly, Beetlejuice gets punished here. I like to believe that his head never gets any bigger, and the cartoon series is in an alternate universe.
Mm-hmm.
Where Beetlejuice is good.
Yeah.
Oh, 9. What's that? 9 trillion?
Yeah.
Now, this guy doesn't look culturally appropriate.
I don't have that much of a problem with him. I mean, he's a head shrinker. I know.
Yeah.
It's cool. I don't have to have
It's a cartoon, and he wins too.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, he wins. He shrinks Beetlejuice's head. He shrank that white game hunter's head.
I don't.
If we were punching down, it'd be one thing. If I read an article, it turns out, that was a white guy with bronzer on. Yeah, then I'll be bothered.
Goodness.
Oh, wow. Hey, we're back to the dancing person. Woo!
Anyway, that witch doctor never acted again.
There they are! Look at that!
His name is Steve, and he still works at Rite Aid.
Nobody should work at Rite Aid.
If you ask him if he was the witch doctor in Beetlejuice, he will tell you that he is also a pharmaceutical assistant and get you whatever you want.
Well, friends, that was Beetlejuice.
Yeah!
Right.
Thank you for spending a good hour and a half with us. We really enjoyed it. We look forward to seeing you on our next installment of Shore Leave. Do we have another one coming up after this?
So this is coming out Halloween. So it'll be the next one after Roger Rabbit. We got 2 more. Definitely Alien Nation.
Yes.
And probably Hairspray.
Yeah.
Apologies to those of you who we told we were going to do the Naked Gun 2.
We decided to abort. It was fun to watch, but we realized it's too edgy for us.
Yeah, and
we're not comfortable with it.
It was Maggie Mae Fish's idea. All credit to her. She was like, "No, you need to, Hairspray was released a month before Beetlejuice. Mm-hmm. It did the Day-O thing and actually showed, what it looks like for white people to sing it." And it's like, let's look at Hairspray.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And please remember to take a look at our friends' webpage, Two True Freaks. You'll see an awesome variety of science fiction, comic book, and general geekery and silliness.
I recommend highly Jag Eyes and Jedis with Chris Honeywell and Hope Mullinex.
And Mark's Mess. We haven't talked about them.
Mark's Mess is a great show. It's not on Two True Freaks. Mark Adams, I gotta say, and I hope that he's listening to hear me say this. Mark Adams is, to me, the British Mr. Rogers.
Wow.
He's a Presbyterian minister.
Does he change his shoes when he goes?
He probably does change his shoes. He's a Presbyterian minister.
That's great.
He's teaching his daughters all about geek culture. He is very, has shared things about, peace between Northern Ireland, where he's from, and Southern Ireland, and I just think he's an all-around great guy. He was the first person to respond when I said, let's do Hairspray. He said, I've got Hairspray and I haven't watched it yet, and I'd love to hear you guys do a commentary, which I really appreciated. And he's got 2 shows. He's got Mark's Mess, and he's got a show where he talks about what his grandfather went through during the First World War.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, lots of love to him, and I want to thank, in case this guy is listening as well, Scott Gardner is the other the other freak. It's Chris and Scott, and Scott was generous enough to allow Chris to post these on the main feed, and great thanks to him, and a happy Halloween to him and the rest of the Gardner clan. Yeah. And we will see you on the next episode shortly.
Well, what's our main podcast again? Next
Generation's
First Generation. That's right.
We'll be back with you in November next month, end of the month.
Woohoo! Have a great day.
Why am I interviewing you guys?
So you're the guest.
So Sascha, what's a Star Trek
Hi,
Next Generation?
I'm the guest.
So Sascha, what is Star Trek?
We're on shore leave between Season 1 and Season 2, and there's a lot coming on down the line. Seek us out at Next Generation's First Generation at iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. Music credits include Electric Car by Poddington Bear, Broke for Free, As Colorful as Ever. Music heard in this podcast can be found at freemusicarchive.org. Audio engineering by Sascha Shouties. Chief Meme Maker and episode cover credit goes to Matthew Kirshner. Logo and graphic art design credit goes to David Clawwitter. And special thanks to Patrick Delmore for working with other podcasts to make sure the good word gets out.
Do you have a podcast that you think people should be listening to? Send us your promos and we'll play them on the show. If you'd like to email the show, you can email us at nextgenfirstgenpod@gmail.com. I've been Patrick Delmore.
And this is Sascha Shouties. Thank you very much for listening.